Who is Stephen Morrison? I am Stephen Morrison, all right? Hello, you guys. My name is Stephen Morrison. I'm a senior at Florida International University, all right? I'm currently employed at the JW Marriott Hotel, and I work with the city of North Miami Parks and Rec, all right, you guys? All right, so let's talk a little bit about me. So my background information, I was raised in Miami, Florida. I'm African-American and Jamaican. I love sports. I applied for this position with the Youth Villages because of my love and pursuing into rec therapy. I want to be a recreation therapist specialist, all right? So some of my short-term goals, I want to gain experience in the rec therapy field, and I want to find ways to be a good rec therapy specialist. The Youth Villages program that I applied to has been in Memphis for over 30 years. They've helped over 1,000 people, and they help kids with special ed needs, and just a great program. I would love to get accepted. Some of my long-term goals, career goals, I would like to master the skills in the rec therapy field, and be well known for my good work, and hopefully go on to physical therapy. All right. So that, again, I haven't had any experience in the rec therapy field, you know. So I said, maybe my jobs that I work now, how can I tie some of those ways, you know, into the rec therapy field, right? So my skill sets, I'm an effective problem solver. I'm a great communicator. I'm a great at activity planning. You know, I can come up with events and activities for the children to do, all right? And I'm always ready to help. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 scenarios, 3 stories. Like I said, I don't have too much job experience, but there's always things you could take from other jobs and go into that field and do. So the time I had to control my emotions. So like I said, I work at the JW Marriott Hotel, all right? I'm a valet manager. And sometimes there's times where we all make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes in life before. So we had a guest wait for 20 minutes for their key. Could you imagine? You're on vacation. You're visiting in a beautiful Miami hotel, and they have you wait for your car for 20 minutes. I don't think she was that happy, right? So I approached the guest, and I asked the guest, I said, ma'am, we couldn't find the car. I said, ma'am, do you happen to have anything particular on the key? Oh, this is ridiculous. This is wild. Why am I waiting so long for my key? What's going on? Why am I waiting so long for my car? And she was so upset. She happened to use some words that weren't very kind to me. And as my face was getting red, and as I was ready to walk out and say, forget this job, I had this turn around and say, you know what? Breathe in, breathe out. I say, ma'am, I'm so sorry about that. Can I give you any discounts? Can I give you a bottle of water? I had to start thinking in my ways, how can I calm this guest down while we try to solve the problem? Eventually, she said no. I said, okay, ma'am, give me 5 more minutes, I'll find your car. I did what I had to do. I found the key, and I was able to help find her car. Now, that story alone, could you imagine if I'm working in the rec therapy field and I'm working with youth villages? Could you imagine a parent being mad or upset that their child didn't have a good day, or one of the patients not having a good day? I can take the same skill set and use it in that field. So let's talk about another situation. Well, I like to say the phrase a lot: handle the situation, don't let the situation handle you. Stop, breathe, and think. There was another time in my job, in my city of North Miami Parks and Rec, where I work. It's a outdoor field area. You know, it's a big football stadium, right? We usually have activities going on from about 5 to 9 every day, right? So we have people come and they pay for the field, and they rent the field, and they play soccer, field hockey, other sorts of things. So while we had a field rental going on, right, there's this big, tall dude that walks up. He walks up to me and he says, yo, I'm trying to use the field, I'm about to play on the field. And I told him, I said, sir, you can't. And as I'm looking him up and down, it happens to be Cam Newton. For those who don't know, Cam Newton is a professional NFL football player, quarterback. I was astonished. I was like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite football player in my eyes. How am I going to tell him no? How am I going to tell him you can't use the field, you know? But I had to stop and listen and say, okay, you know what? How can I work this out? How can I handle the situation? I said, okay, give me a second, Cam. Pulled him to the side. I said, let me call my boss. Called my boss. I said, hey, we have a football player here that wants to use the field later on. Is it any way possible, maybe after 9:30 or 9 o'clock, after the rentals are finished? can we let them go and use the field? My boss says, okay, I'm gonna come. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He comes in 10 minutes. We talk to him. He says, okay, 9:30, you guys can use the field. We'll stay a little longer, right? And that's a quick way to handle the situation and, you know, handle the situation, not the situation handle you. Because a lot of those people on the field didn't know who Cam Newton was. He walks in, imagine you're playing soccer, somebody walks in the middle of the field and you paid for the field. Could you imagine? Sooner or later, 20 minutes after they realized he was Cam Newton, there was action for autographs and everything, so it worked out. But again, this is another skill set I can take into the rec therapy field. And learning how to handle situations, not let a situation handle me. What if an event comes up where somebody's missing medicine or an activity goes on and then somebody gets hurt? You have to be able to ready to adapt to any situation and just handle the situation. And the last thing, I think one of my best skills is mentoring others. Everybody needs help. So again, I work at the JW Marriott Hotel, right? I've been working there for about a year and a half and some change, and we had a new employee come. And this new employee was working overnight. He was working by himself. He was scared. He was nervous. You could see it in his eyes. We all get nervous. We all get scared sometimes, but everybody needs a little mentoring. So what I did is I stayed at, and helped after work, and I explained to him. I said, hey, this is how you write the tickets. This is how you talk to guests. Always be comfortable. Always take your time. Speak to them, you know. And believe it or not, last week he just won Employee of the Month. So I believe I have a little something to do with that, you know. So again, these skills I can take into the rec therapy field, working with youth villages, coming up with activities and doing other things that can just help the company better. Somebody log back in.
Maybe try your login. Yeah.
If you try his, it's not gonna go back to the presentation. You have to log back in.
Oh.
So that last slide, as it's gonna show up, it was pretty much why should I get hired by youth villages, right? So I think this is kind of a pure example right now. I'm able to adapt with situations. I don't let situations bother me. I handle the situation. The computer messed up, the PowerPoint messed up, you know. Things are gonna happen in life. We always have to be ready to adapt. And I feel like working in the rec therapy field, you're gonna work with so many different personalities, so many different people.
Sorry.
That you have to just believe in your skills. I have to believe that, hey, I can talk to you guys, no matter if this PowerPoint is here or not. I can able to help and communicate. I can solve problems. I just have to believe in myself, you know? And I believe my hard work, my good training will always show at the end of the day. And yes, I chose youth villages. I don't have too much information on here about youth villages because I wanted to make it more about myself. But again, youth villages is a company that's been here for over 30 years. It's located in Memphis and they have different locations everywhere. And working with youth villages would be a great background and foundation to have on my resume. They say, hey, he works for youth villages as a rec therapy specialist. Oh, he has to be good. He has to be, you know, a strong candidate. So again, this is what I believe why you should hire me. Yes, thank you guys for your time, all right?